How we doing, everybody? This is Let's Be Real Brad, and today I'm going to be starting off my 31 days of 31 Halloween movies, and we're going to start right off with The Addams Family. The Addams Family right now is on Netflix if you do want to check it out, and I probably think a lot of you will because you guys are not going to like my opinion on this, so I'm just letting you know right off the bat. I particularly just did not like this movie. I think there are parts of it that I really did like. I thought they were enjoyable, and they captured the mood and feel of the Addams Family, but overall I just felt so bored, and I felt like once I got through 40 minutes of this movie, I already knew exactly where it's going. You realize you have about an hour and 10 minutes left of this movie. It just feels like everything is just stretched out to be a feature film when it just shouldn't be at all. So before I really go in and I try to rip this movie apart and you guys absolutely hate me, let me start off with the positives I did like. I really enjoyed the cast in this movie. I think they really embody what the Addams Family would look like or they sound like in a more updated 90s version that's a little bit edgier. A lot of people really do enjoy this movie because of the cast, and they really associate themselves with the 90s Addams Family to be like their particular Addams Family, and rightfully so. I mean, they're funny, they're charming, they're very likable. They definitely sell every point of the movie, and you definitely feel like they are the original characters but having their own spin on it. I think there are parts of this movie where I like the nostalgia, where I said, oh, that's cool. They're really trying to keep it with the original cartoon and the original show, and they're trying to make it that the people who love the original are going to see this in a little bit of a twist of light. So the fans are really going to love this movie. I love the art direction, the production design. I think it all looks great. It still holds up today, even though this was a 90s film. A lot of what they did was all practical stuff of making the house look all creepy, and those little funny little gag things that they do that they require of the design and the production design as well. I think the editing is pretty good. I think there are moments where the editing kind of falls flat for me, and there's sometimes where you kind of notice the cuts, but I think it's solidly edited. I think the directing is okay. It's nothing special. There was no shots that I really truly remembered that was like, man, that was just blown away for me. I just felt like the directing was just solid, didn't do much. The music is pretty good. It definitely adds that creepiness, that weirdness to the Addams Family, this lighthearted feel that the movie and the show and the cartoon have always had. And now let's get into the negatives. And the negatives is the story. The story has nothing to it. It has a cool, interesting premise with Uncle Fester, but it doesn't do anything else. And if you know the original cast, you know what it is. And maybe that's why I didn't like it. Maybe people thought that was a really funny and cool idea. But for me, I was just so sick of it. It just felt like they stretched every aspect. I think if there was just more meat to this film and there was more different angles that they took it, there was a lot more crazy situational events that were happening, I don't think I would have minded where this movie was taken, but it just felt like there were certain key elements they put in there, a few subplots that they sprinkled in, and you mix it all together in this big pot, and it just feels like that nothing else that was going on. The twist was pretty obvious. I don't know if it was trying to be obvious or not. I don't know. I don't really know if I could tell you. It was just kind of goofy and silly. Some of the jokes are really funny, but some of the jokes just fall flat, and I think maybe because the joke wasn't funny, but I also think they sometimes just gag after gag, and it almost seems like they force it in your face to make it funny, and I end up just sitting there like, this isn't funny anymore. This is just annoying. I just wanted more of the characters, because none of the characters have arcs. None of the characters are really expanded upon besides your nostalgia of knowing them and how they're presented in here, which I thought was a little bit of a misstep and a wasted opportunity. I feel like you could have done a little bit with these characters, not just make them just these exact caricatures that we've already known them as, because that would have been a more interesting take with them and make them really connect with us, but they kind of missed on that. Overall, if you're a big fan of the Addams Family, this one's going to be a no-brainer to watch, and you're probably not going to care about my opinion at all, and that's fine. I think this movie is definitely made for the fans of it, or people that grew up watching and that really enjoy it. For me, I just wanted a little bit more of this movie, and I feel like there's so much more that could have been done. So maybe the sequel, Addams Family Values, did that. I'm not sure, but I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 10. Let me know, have you guys seen this movie? Is this movie better than Family Values? Am I just crazy? Just let me know down below. I would love to hear. And as always, please like and share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me that you guys are liking my videos, subscribing to my channel. You guys are the best. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.